Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome, this is Celebration TV News Desk, and I am Femi Marks. Here are the headlines. From Nigeria, the federal government considers November-December GCE option. And also from Zimbabwe, they arrest the anti-corruption journalist for incitement to violence. And in Asia, from China, China orders US consulate closure in tit-for-tat move. And finally, back to Nigeria. The government said he has identified plans to generate 18 trillion naira revenue, says FG. And to sport, Udinese spoiled Juventus Serie A party. Please stay with us, we'll give you details after this short break. Welcome back. Now the news in full. Nigerian federal government considers November-December GCE option. The federal government said pupils in Nigeria might be forced to sit for the general certificate examination in November if the country failed to meet up with the year's timetable for the West African Senior School Certificate examination. The government explained that it might become necessary since the West African Examination Council could not shift its WASCOP scheduled to commence on August 4th. The Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajibu, stated this while answering questions from journalists during the press conference of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. He, however, said that should Nigeria be able to meet up with WAEC timetable, there was already a negotiated timeline to move local language subjects such as Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa as offered in Nigeria behind as first written subject to allow all participating countries the needed time to write the general subject at the same time. Nwajibu said, looking at what the chairman of the PTA presented in June, he said he was not given a date for school's resumption. He proposed that in view of WAEC's timetable, it will be advisable for those who could to try and make arrangements to make use of the available facilities, and that is what is stated in the guideline. Moving away from that now, still from Nigeria, the Minister of Nigeria Affairs recounts as reps move to sue for defamation and perjury. The House of Representatives was resolved to sue the Minister of Nigeria Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, for alleged perjury and defamation of the Parliament. Akpabio, while appearing before the House Committee on the Niger Delta Development Commission at an investigative hearing on the alleged illegal spending and mismanagement by the NDDC, alleged that the members of the National Assembly got 60% of contract from the Commission. The Speaker, Femi Gbajubemila, with the leave of the House, had asked the Minister to provide details of the contract between 24 hours and 48 hours. At the opening of the plenary, Gbajubemila announced that Akpabio failed to meet the ultimatum to prove his allegation. The Speaker said he had consequently asked the clerk to the House, Patrick Giwa, to meet the lawyers on the legal action to be taken against the minister. About 1 hour later, the Speaker announced that Akpabio had replied to the House and recanted his claim. Akpabio said the Executive Director of Project, NVDC, Dr. Cairo Ojobo, forwarded to him 19-hold contract amounting to 9 billion naira, which the chairman of the House Committee on NDDC, Mr. Olubumitunji Ojo, insisted that the IMC must pay for. Another story coming still from Nigeria says Sultan of Sokoto declares July 31st Eid al-Kabir. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, declared Friday, July 31st, 2020 as the 10th day of Sulijir 1441 and the day of Eid al-Kabir, a statement signed by the chairman, Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Professor Sambo Janaidu, also advised on how prayers should be observed in accordance with COVID-19 guidelines. The statement said, in view of the current situation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Sultan hereby advises of the district head and imams in Sokoto State to observe Eid prayers in Jamaat Mosque in their respective towns and villages and not at Eid grounds. Also, the council advises Muslim communities throughout the country to observe Eid prayers at Jamaat Mosque to help curb the spread of COVID-19. And now, still from around Africa, now to Zimbabwe, the government has arrested the anti-corruption journalist for incitement to violence. Zimbabwe police sacked the home of the arrested journalist Opwell Chinono, who was detained at a Rere Central Police Station. Police spokesman Paul Nyate said the outspoken investigative journalist was arrested on Monday along with opposition leader Jacob Ngarichume on suspicion of contravening incitement to participate in public violence. The two were arrested separately in the capital, Harare, in a similarly coordinated operation ahead of anti-government and anti-graft protest planned for July 31st. Lawyers and police said a video clip recorded at the journalist's house showed the remains of the glass door that police smashed to bust in and arrest him. 49-year-old Chinono is an independent award-winning journalist who is openly critical of the Harare administration and regularly posts commentaries on social media about political and economic development in the Southern African country. Still from around Africa, Ethiopia fully restores internet connectivity after a 3 weeks outage. The full internet, including data connection, has been restored across Ethiopia. The move comes a week after the partial service was reported following a 2-week total blackout. Others are reporting that the full restoration is in the capital Addis Ababa, which was one of the worst hit places in violence that, according to the government, precipitated the outage as a national security measure. Threat to national security is usually presumed excused, but in no way can the violence of this month be near to that level of a threat. Internet rights and tracking group NetBlocks, which was reportedly and extensively on the outage, has confirmed the cross-border restoration of service. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll bring you stories from Asia. Please stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
be sounds. Power. Let be sounds. Power. Let be sounds. Power. Let be sounds. Power. Let be sounds. Power.
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears. And the date is on the 12th, the 13th, and 14th of August. God's servant, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
Ruth again.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. And Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
You're welcome back now from China. China orders U.S. consulate closure in tit-for-tat move. China has ordered the closure of the U.S. consulate in the southwestern city of Chengdu, the latest in the tit-for-tat escalation between the countries. China said the move was a necessary response to the U.S. who ordered China to close its consulate in Houston earlier this week. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the U.S. decision was taken because China was stealing intellectual property. Tension have been rising between the U.S. and China over several weeks on key issues. President Donald Trump's administration has clashed repeatedly with Beijing. Repeatedly with Beijing, and the over trade and the coronavirus pandemic, and as well as China's imposition of a controversial new security law in Hong Kong. China's foreign ministry said the closure was a legitimate and necessary response to the unreasonable actions taken by the United States in a statement. The U.S. consulate in Chengdu, which was established in 1985 and currently has more than 200 members of staff, is strategically important because of its proximity to the autonomous region of Tibet. Correspondent says Mr. Pompeo said the U.S. decision was taken because China was stealing not just American intellectual property, but European intellectual property too, costing hundreds of thousands of jobs. The Chinese consulate in Houston was one of the 5 in the U.S., and along with the embassy in Washington, D.C. It was not clear why it was singled out. And more updates from United Kingdom now. New face covering rules come into force in England. Face coverings are now compulsory for customers in shops in England after new coronavirus rules came into force within 12 hours of the government issuing guidance on the change. Coverings are mandatory in enclosed public spaces such as supermarkets, indoors, shopping centers, transport hubs, banks, and takeaways. Police can hand out fines of up to £100 to those who do not comply. But some retailers have insisted they will not enforce the rule. Sainsbury and Coastal Coffee said their staff will not challenge customers who enter their stores without masks, while Abba said enforcement was the responsibility of the relevant authorities. But Waitrose will have staff at the entrance reminding customers of the rule, and Tesco will be selling face coverings at shop entrances. Greggs and McDonald's said takeaway customers need to wear masks. Guidance issued by the government for England state that the staff and premises where face coverings are required are encouraged to take steps in compliance, and that can, however, help the government to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. The government also said it was the responsibility of individuals to wear one, and Health Secretary Matt Anok has urged the public to play their part by following the new guidance. And away from those stories now to business news. From Nigeria, they say the federal government says we have identified plans to generate 18 trillion naira revenue. The federal government of Nigeria said it had identified oil and non-oil initiatives that could help the country generate between 13 trillion naira to 18 trillion naira and achieve its 15% revenue to gross domestic product target. It also stated the state would need to generate 3.4 trillion naira to realize these, adding that the COVID-19 pandemic had brought to the fore the need and urgency to further diversify the sources of government revenue. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zanab Ahmed, said the Strategic Revenue Growth Initiative of government inaugurated last year would help the government in achieving this revenue growth target. Ahmed spoke during a webinar that focused on leveraging data to drive inclusive policy, revenue generation, and improved governance. She noted that the pandemic and crash in crude oil price drastically impacted on the government's revenue, but explained that the federal government had been adopting several measures to tackle the challenges. She said under the SRGI, therefore, they have identified various revenue initiatives that could potentially generate 13 trillion naira to 18 trillion naira across both oil and non-sector sectors, and ensuring that they are able to achieve a 15% revenue to GDP target by 2023. Still from business stories, 33 Nigerian state partner with the Nigerian federal government on water sanitation development. The federal government of Nigeria said the 33 states have signed its partnership for expanded water supply, sanitation and hygiene program, as it has spread hopes that the remaining states would come on board soon. The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, said this during a virtual press briefing in Abuja to officially inaugurate the second phase of the P-Wash program. According to the government, the P-Wash program is aimed at improving the livelihood of Nigerians through the provision of safe water supply and sanitation facilities. Adamu said that 3 states have signed the P-Wash protocol and expressed an interest to partner with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources on the program implementation. Adamu said the pilot program was initiated and successfully completed in Kano and Ogun states. He noted that in 2 states, the government rehabilitated, upgraded, and constructed a total of 738 water supply facilities in 18 local government areas at a cost of over 1.6 billion naira. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll give you sports stories. Please don't go away.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mars.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1. That is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. Fight for glory. Desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears. And the date is on the 12th, the 13th, and 14th of August. God's servant, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth.
You're welcome back now to Sports Story. Udine spoiled Juventus Serie A party. Juventus missed out on the chance to wrap up the Serie A title as they fell to a surprise defeat at struggling Udinese. Juventus, who have been Italian champions for exactly 3,000 days, need to win one of their final 3 games to win their 9th title in a row. Juventus only need 3 points to seal an unprecedented 9th consecutive Serie A title, but they are out of form. They have only won one of their past five Serie A games, but the 3 teams below them, Atalanta, Inter Milan, and Lazio, have only won 5 games between them in a combined 15 matches. There are doubts about the future of manager Maurizio Sarri, who is hoping to win the first league title of his career. Juventus looked labelled at Udinese, who were not yet safe from relegation, with most of their 2021 shots either speculative or from long range. As a painful one there. In another sports story, Tyson makes boxing comeback against Jones September the 12th. Mike Tyson, the former world heavyweight champion who retired in 2005, said that on Thursday he will make a comeback at age 54, fighting Roy Jones Jr. on September 12th in Los Angeles. On his legend-only league website, Tyson announced the 8th-round exhibition bout against Jones, a 51-year-old fighter who briefly held the heavyweight title and has fought consistently into his 50s. Tyson shrugged off any notion of danger for serious injury for himself or Jones, saying that California rules will require they both wear headgear for the fight. Tyson finished 50-6 with 44 knockouts, while Jones, who last fought in February 2018, is 66-9 with 47 knockouts. Tyson vowed it will be competitive rather than for show, and said he wants to recapture the fearsome form he once displayed. In a battle for the aged, Tyson said he wants to show order can still mean exciting in the sports realm. Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at 20 years and 4 months when he stopped Trevor Bevick in the 2nd round in 1986 to win the World Boxing Council crown. That was an interesting story there, and that's all we have for you from Celebration TV News Desk. In case you missed the stories, here are the headlines again. From Nigeria, the federal government considers November-December GCE option for students writing WASC. And also from Zimbabwe, the government has arrested anti-corruption journalists for incitement to violence. And from Asia, China orders U.S. consulate closure in tit-for-tat move. And back to Nigerian government, they said they've identified plans to generate 18 trillion naira revenue. And on sport, finally, Udine spoiled Juventus Serie A party. And that's all we have for you today. We have for you right now on your TV screen right now. It's the photo of the day, which says leadership is not about power. It's about responsibility. It says leadership is not about power. It's about responsibility. You can lend your thoughts and opinion on that quote of the day and share your thought with us on a social media platform. On Facebook, it is Celebration TV. On Instagram, it is My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it is @MyCelebration TV. And on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. Always says that the continuous transformation of a society is a collective responsibility of all of us. No matter the office you hold as nation's president or top leader, opinion molder, character molder, a professional or person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all your diligence. Thanks for staying tuned to Celebration TV News Desk, and do have a wonderful day. And bye for now. I am Femi Max.